Well, hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Bryan Diehl and this is my wife Piper. Today we're going to be taking you on a trip to California, Chico, California, for the 100th birthday of Piper's grandmother Bernice. After which we're going to head over to the Redwood Forest and up the California and Oregon coast before we get back to Port Ludlow. So, hop in our RV and let's go. Our first stop, Corvallis, Oregon, where we will visit and have dinner with our son, who goes to school at Oregon State University School of Engineering. Stay overnight in his front yard and then head back down I-5 to Canyonville, Oregon, the Seven Feathers RV Resort and Casino. Beautiful place to stay, highly recommended. Just like a park with a swimming pool. Next morning, head a little further down I-5 to Gold Hill, Oregon, where we'll visit the Del Rio Vineyards Estate. This estate was originally developed by Lyle White, who is the grandfather of Bernice White Copper, whose 100th birthday we'll be celebrating. So, we got to go in, visit the tasting room, buy some shirts and some wine, and then they let me fly and get some really nice pictures of the Rock Point Hotel, stage stop, and telegraph office from 170 years ago. It was a really nice stop for Piper to see her ancestors. And we were introduced to the ghost, Hattie, who lurks about between the winery and the old cemetery, or so we're told. If you ever get down there, go have a glass of wine with Hattie. So this beautiful estate is located right on the Rogue River. Beautiful country, beautiful river, beautiful winery. Definitely recommend stopping. So after a nice visit with the people at Del Rio, we're back on I-5 into California through the Shasta country past Shasta Mountain and over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we have gone. So we're now in Chico, California, and it's time to get ready for the big party. First thing in the morning, I got up and heard the train coming. Got to get these wonderful shots of the train as it passed through Chico. All this dirt area that you see in the front is what used to be almond orchards when Piper was a little girl. This is Piper and a couple of her sisters. We're all getting ready for the party after we have our donuts. And now it's setup time. The sun's coming up. Party's going to be at noon, so we got some work to do. Many hands make light work. It's party time. Happy birthday, Grandma Bernice, 100 years old. The party was well attended. We had a taco truck, lots of friends and family. A really, really good time. And there's all the girl cousins. We even had a car almost as old as Bernice that paid a visit to the party. Congratulations, Grandma Bernice. Happy 100th birthday. Very next morning, it was time to head out to the Redwoods and then the beaches on the way back north. So we head up I-5 to Red Bluff, take a left at California 36, and head over the Klamath Mountains, past the hill country, up into the forested area. It's a nice, windy, beautiful road that summits at 4,000 feet. Once you reach the summit, you could see Mount Shasta in the distance and the rest of the mountains of Northern California. Really quite beautiful. And there's Piper waiting for me to get back in the car and start driving again. So, when you're heading down Highway 36, keep in mind that these are long 10% grades and you definitely want to be in a lower gear. As we pass the Rio Diehl River, we head into the Humboldt Redwood Forest, and this is where we'll spend our first night. It's really, really nice to come back into the wooded, more marine environment where it's 75 to 80 degrees instead of 90 to 100 degrees where we were in Chico. So the Humboldt Redwoods are up to 300 feet tall. Beautiful park, beautiful pavement, 15-mile-an-hour speed limit. We didn't hardly see anybody there. Well, until now.
Carving through the trees. Here comes all the big old ass trucks. That's bullshit.
I guarantee they weren't doing 15. Anyway, back on the OneWheel having a good time. And we went and looked at the trees. A couple of them fell down, so we got to see how big they are when you stand next to them. And they are big. Went back down to the Del Rio River and got some pictures as the marine layer came in for the morning. It was so peaceful, quiet, just spectacular beauty. Mother Nature is a fantastic model. So easy to shoot. Then we head back on 36 and head up to the Pacific Ocean, where we get to Sumeg State Park, a park formerly known as Patrick's Point. Ah, the salt air, the cool air, it's just so beautiful, breathtaking. Got down to the beach and got some beautiful pictures of the strength of the Pacific Ocean. And as you'll see, we were dressed a little more heavy weather down here while the wind was blowing and it was cooler. Headed up 101 to Crescent City, California. This is one of the few places that we stayed in an actual RV park. It was the city RV park, but we were right on the bay, so it was a spectacular place to stay. Got some pictures of the pelicans, Pacific Northwest. We don't really see many pelicans, so it was kind of nice to get to watch them and get some pictures of them. This is the Battery Point Lighthouse just off of Crescent Bay. At low tide, that road actually goes on to the point, and there is a museum as well as the lighthouse on there. Well, I'm on the beach. Thought I'd have some fun. Now, the sand there was kind of wrinkly and soft, so it was a bit of a challenge on the OneWheel. Nobody has more fun on the beach than an old man. And I fall into that category now. Took our scooters out to the marina area. This is a true working harbor full of fishing boats. A little different than what we see in the Puget Sound, where there's a few fishing boats and mostly pleasure boats. Got to do a lot of scootering around. Nice thing about late September is there's not a whole lot of traffic around, not a whole lot of people in our way. So we got to just have our run. Headed out to the fishing pier, see if there was anything to look out here. Found out there's plenty. There's a fishing dock. There was a guy down there with a bunch of crabs. And a pretty good view of the Battery Point Light. It's also a lot of fun to ride the OneWheel on the boards. And there we are, resting on the pier. Crescent City was a real nice little stop. We had a great time touring around the harbor on our scooters. Got some great stills. Beautiful sunset. Back to the RV for the night. Get a good night's sleep.
There is truly nothing I love more than Piper, but then the beach would be next.
And on to the next beach, Brookings, Oregon. This is Harris State Park. It is absolutely a must-see. What a wonderful, wonderful place to put the RV and get out on the beach. amazingly beautiful place to watch the ocean. This was another beach that provided so many beautiful, beautiful stills. In a minute, we're going to go up to the top of this hill and get a look at all of Harris Beach area in Brookings, Oregon. This is a park that we will definitely return to as quickly as we can. Harris Beach State Park. Make a note of it. So then we hopped back on our scooters and headed back through this really beautiful RV park to our motorhome to get some dinner, a good night's sleep. We head a little further back up Highway 101 to see what else we can find. Next stop, Bandon, Oregon, Bullard's Beach State Park. This is where we found some shopping and the best fish and chips. And some great places to ride our scooters. It's another wonderful park. I think the Oregon State Parks are some of the best places you can RV. Went for a 3-mile scooter ride along the Coquille River out to the Coquille Lighthouse. Beautiful ride, no traffic, through the mangroves, past the dunes. Just a really, really wonderful place to ride your scooter. In case you're wondering, I'm filming this with a Insta360 X2. So here we are at the Coquille River Light at the south end of the Bullards Park Beach. Beautiful lighthouse, but it's not in the state of repair that a lot of them are. It seems pretty abandoned, but it's still pretty. This is the part I live for. The sights, the sounds, and the just awesome power of the Pacific Ocean. So beautiful. So I watched the ocean for a while, then rode our scooters back. Got some dinner. Then we jumped in the RV and returned to the beach to watch the sunset. Piper's got her glass of wine. She's going to enjoy this. Cheers. It's about 75 degrees. Beautiful day. And there's almost nobody on the beach but us. There were 4 other cars in the parking lot. We only saw 2 people on the beach the whole time we were there. Just watching the beautiful ocean. As you can see, our RV stands with 4 other cars. Such a beautiful place and so underpopulated. It's so nice. So Bullard's Beach, Bandon, Oregon, that's another place you want to put on your list of things to do, places to go. What a beautiful sunset over the Pacific Ocean. So this entire beach sequence was filmed on my 6K Autel Robotics Evo 2 Pro. And this is raw footage right out of the camera, no color grading, no correction. This is just the way it shows up. It's a great drone. And again, this beach was a beautiful place to take stills. Then off to the Oregon dunes we went. Just south of Florence, Oregon. Our next RV stop for lunch was at Yacht's Shores. Watch the water spout, blowhole. Back in the RV to our next overnight stay at the Chinook Winds Casino in Lincoln, Oregon, Lincoln City, where we had our anniversary eve dinner. Tomorrow morning, October 1st, will be our 28th wedding anniversary. So this is how we celebrated it. With our scooters on the beach at Lincoln City, Oregon. Another magnificent beach. We had so much fun on our scooters on this beach. "28 years married, still having a good time." We did take a few minutes to get our bare feet wet too. What a great beach. So our final stop on the Oregon coast is Fort Stevens. which is west of Astoria. This is Oregon's largest beach, or largest park, I'm sorry, largest state park. Easy to get lost on all the bike trails.
It's a cool ride, even though we don't know where we're going.
You can stand up, you're good.
Yeah, I just as soon not hit my head.
So much room.
It was really a wonderful, wonderful time riding the trails. We do, as you will see soon, eventually find the beach. This guy coming towards us was in full cabana wear with a flamingo on the front of his bike.
It might have been Steve Martin.
So we arrive at the beach. This is the first beach that we've seen all along the coast that had a crowd. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon on Saturday afternoon, and it's 85 degrees on the beach, 1st of October. That's the famous Peter Iredale shipwreck. Not really much to see, but it's there and it's historic. So there you go. So we head back, gonna get something to eat. Time for dinner. Not everybody's paying attention today. Just about collided with this one.
What are you gonna do?
Back on the trail through the mangroves. Turns out we got back a lot quicker than we got there. Didn't get lost on the way back. Now, Piper's on a Segway 9-bot Max, so she's a lot faster than my OneWheel Pint. Plus, she's in more of a hurry. I'm filming and she's not. So, ahead she goes. And I just enjoy the view. In my own little world. And again, Fort Stevens is just another one of those beautiful Oregon state parks. I can't say enough about how I feel about how beautiful the Oregon state parks are, and the maintenance is just amazing. We have some good parks in Washington too, but these are consistently very well maintained. Bring your bikes, bring your scooters. It's a big park, but it's really a nice place to just ride around. As I make my last turn towards our campsite, and meet up with Piper, who is just about to start putting dinner together. That concludes our time in Northern California and the Oregon coast. We're going to head back to Port Ludlow on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington now. I will leave you now with some of the reels that I posted along the way. Give you some shots of what we have already seen, some review, but also some that you haven't, some other shots you haven't seen. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoy the reels. I'm Bryan Diehl, and on behalf of my wife of 28 years, Piper, and I, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and hope to see you again soon.